We're here again, some of you for the first time, to see this here speechifying and grave thing. So, Norton was a pretty strange fellow.
Still is.
And he's even more strange now. He was a very well-known fellow around the town, and he had a certain gift for making money and losing it.
For a limited time only.
He did a lot of different things. That's why we have a bridge over to Oakland, the Norton Bridge. We have a tunnel over to Oakland. It was thought up by Norton. He abolished Congress. Where is he now? He ousted Virginia Governor Henry Wise and appointed John C. Breckinridge of Kentucky to take his place. He even dissolved the Republican form of government in the United States and substituted an absolute monarchy, just like YB1. The federal government recognized in a most legitimate form his vast claims of authority. Heads of state sent him telegrams, and numerous cities courted his approval. Such contemporary clampers and literary giants as Bret Harte, Robert Louis Stevenson, and Mark Twain wrote about him. Arriving in San Francisco in 1849, he amassed a fortune in just 9 short years. In the late summer of 1859, of course, 9 years, he was broke. After being scorned by his friends among the city's elite and thrown out of the Masons because he couldn't pay his dues, he kind of disappeared for a while. Then, upon his return, he turns up wearing an old, rumpled military uniform.
Rumpled?
And strode proudly into the offices of the San Francisco Bulletin. The following day's paper carried the proclamation. At the peremptory request of a large majority of the citizens of these United States, I, Joshua Norton, formerly of Algoa Bay, Cape of Good Hope, and now for the past 9 years and 10 months of San Francisco, California, declare and proclaim myself Emperor of these United States. Yes, Joshua Abraham Norton was indeed by his own decree Norton, the first Emperor of the United States and Protector of Mexico.
What's that, the brethren?
For the next 21 years, Norton graced the streets, public gatherings, and even governmental meetings of San Francisco with his presence. Citizens who passed him on the street bowed to him and addressed him as Your Majesty. Policemen saluted him smartly. He gladly accepted free lunches in almost every eating establishment in the city. A large upholstered chair was always reserved for him in the state legislature. As Emperor Norton I also issued a number of imperial proclamations, which newspapers dutifully printed, since sales boomed every time a proclamation was published. One such read as follows: Whereas a body of men calling themselves the National Congress are now in session in Washington City, in violation of our imperial edict of the 12th of October last, declaring the said Congress abolished.
Yay.
Witness it is whereas it is necessary for the repose of our empire, that the said decree should be strictly complied with. Now, therefore, we fucking do hereby. Hereby order and direct Major General Scott, the Commander-in-Chief of our armies, immediately upon his receipt of this, our decree, to proceed with suitable force and clear the halls of Congress. Yeah. What say the brethren? Other proclamations fired Abraham Lincoln, Jefferson Davis, and ordered the arrest of Andrew Johnson. He corrected newspaper errors and demanded that merchants supply him with suitable attire and appropriate living quarters. Several times exhibited an ability to see future potential by issuing proclamations ordering the erection of a bridge.
I like that kind of
Big bridge. And a construction of a tunnel linking San Francisco and Oakland. And the development of aircraft and a new, safer type of railroad switch to preserve both community integrity and linguistic purity. One of his proclamations forbade the use of the term Frisco.
Yeah.
The emperor was supported by taxes he collected from bankers and merchants. As the years passed, conditions require that Norton supply the treasury by printing bonds and selling them to tourists. Most were in 50-cent or $1 denominations. Today, the bonds, if found, are worth several $1,000s each.
Oh, that's conservative.
On the night of January 8th, 1880, the emperor left his royal room at 624 Commercial Street in a driving rainstorm and trudged slowly uphill toward the intersection of California Street and DuPont. He was going to a debate of the Hastings Society. He paused a few steps from its door, staggered momentarily, then collapsed to the sidewalk. He died before medical help could arrive. Not long after, 10,000 San Franciscans filed past their monarch. His funeral cortege to the cemetery was reported to be 2 miles long. In spite of his ouster from the Masons, Norton was buried in the Masonic cemetery. During his funeral, San Francisco experienced a total eclipse of the sun. In 1934, the city demolished the Masonic cemetery in the name of progress. Yerba Buena, No. 1, E Clampus Vitus, and the Pacific Union Club moved his remains here to the Woodlawn Cemetery. He was reinterred with full civic, military, and by Tuscan honors befitting his royal majesty. We gather here today to celebrate one of the true legends of his time and the time of San Francisco. Ria Quida observed.
Hail Norton!
Now a few words from the other Norton.
The other Norton.
A few from him.
Where's the camera?
Good morning, gentlemen and ladies, and others. On behalf of the Norton Brigade, hail and welcome to all loyal brothers. Again, your Emperor is most pleased to be here with you, even happier to be anywhere above the grass.
Yeah.
Or of recent times, lamentably, basking in the frigid waters of our bay, as can happen to any old emperor. We welcome all luminaries, especially all noble grand humbugs and ex-noble grand humbugs including YB1 Zeke Van D. Bogard, who you just heard from, our senior mentor, Dynamite Deke, Al LaFirst, and many others, and the next sublime Suds Ludeman, if you're here. I don't think he is.
No.
And each of you. Once again, we're here to recognize Joshua Abraham Norton, who marched into the Golden Hills January 8th, 1880, as you have heard, and who faithfully joins us every year, albeit below this hallowed grass. What a year has been 6017, as it thundered by, leaving in its wake so much split ill will in our citizenry. Our image as leaders, our financially insolvent vault, reflects the likes of some Bollywood third world mess. We, Norton I, wish to go on record stating that the Senate, as well as the House, have not represented us citizens nor the best interests of our country,
Abolish them!
and should therefore be summarily thrown out of office, every one. We could also expound on the descent of stability in the Far East, following last year's spring of discontent, and the ushering in of Sharia law emerging worldwide, but we won't. Could you ever imagine our fine widows decked out in monolithic dark burqas for their night of honor yearly? Anywhere in our far-flung empire? No. Many problems face us individually, as well as affront our national pride. But we are not here to dwell on ongoing negativism, rather to rejoice in our red shirt brotherhood, a bond which enables us to eschew the many snags imposed on those unenlightened, mere mortal non-brethren. Our near unbroken bond for the past 172 years, as conceived by our founder, the Grand Supreme, Sublime Noble Grand Humbug Ephraim B., back in Westport, West Virginia, back then Virginia, left with us the rare ability to see fun and folly through rose-colored glasses and other healing waters, thus studiously avoiding the grim chaos piled upon most doorsteps round the globe. Also, thanks to you, St. Vitus, we honorable red shirts ne'er dwell in the sad realities of negative events. Instead, we buoy up each fellow brother with support in many forms. Our caring attitude ideally should then be the norm round the world. Red shirts stand proud, never expecting free government handouts. Contrarily, any profits gained through either our hawkers or doings have indubitably been given to worthwhile causes or for a suffering member of our immediate clamping fraternity. This is documented annually during Grand Council, when each chapter's Noble Grand Humbug summarizes community activities, followed by the mournful relating of brothers in their chapters who have gone on to the Golden Hills. We, Norton, now respectfully request that all covers be removed. Let us recall and lament those fine red shirt brothers, including our original and earlier Emperor Joshua Abraham and our immediate predecessor, Brother Jerry Barnt. Remember also our dedicated and heroic armed forces standing firm, often in harm's way, protecting our way of life in far-flung corners of the world. One such brother, known to the imperial realm and many of you, is Major Pat Smokewagon Lenawig, U.S. Marine Corps, who on his third Mideast tour is current flight ops boss at a very outflung southern Afghanistan's Bastion Fire Base, and a 10-year member of Yerba Buena 1. He proudly wears on his flight outfit a big ECV sewed on. And now those brothers you may wish to remember, call out the names clearly and listen up for your own names. First of all, a veteran, peanut butter, and his many war stories.
Kenny Chadwick.
Birdman Leon Abrams.
Jim Belden.
Gene the Marine Rabston.
Bruce Friggin.
Liam McCurry, Leon DeFond, Leroy Hansen, Mike Stanton, John Wright, all from Montereyville.
Watkins. Shay.
And all those that are to be remembered. And now, with this business now concluded, we wish to invoke imperial prerogatives and extend our warmest gratitude for your presence here this day. Therefore, we, Norton I, by the grace of God, do proclaim this seminal moment by launching the new clamp year, 6018. By the grace of God, may each of you return to this hallowed ground 1 year hence. But enough of this preamble. We have a ton of tasty sea harvest to dispatch, along with the healing waters and camaraderie awaiting all of us at Old Malloy's. We, Norton, as well as our patron, St. Vitus, love all of you brothers. Thank you.
Hail Norton!
Let's stand the brethren!
So recorded.
Indubitably noted.
Do you want to hear a joke?
Yes!
Yes or no?
Yeah, boys.
Yes or no?
Pierre, the French fighter pilot, takes his beautiful young English girlfriend for a picnic in the grass. And they eat and they sit there looking out over the park. And she says, "Oh, Pierre, this is all so marvelous. But don't you want to kiss me?" "But of course!" And he reaches into the hamper and he takes out a bottle of Merlot and pours it all over her lips and begins passionately kissing her. "Oh, Pierre, this is marvelous, but why the Merlot?" "I am Pierre, the French fighter pilot. I like red wine with red meat." "Oh, Pierre, don't you want to go a little lower?" "But of course!"
Yes.
And he reaches into the hamper and he takes out a bottle of Pinot Grigio and he pours it all over her breasts and he begins passionately kissing them. "Oh, Pierre, this is marvelous. But why the Pinot Grigio?" "I am Pierre, the French fighter pilot. I like a white wine with a white meat." "Oh, Pierre, don't stop. Don't you want to go a little lower?" "But of course!" And he reaches into the hamper and he takes out a bottle of brandy. And he pours it all over her crotch. And then he takes a match and lights it up. "Pierre, what the fuck are you doing?" "I am Pierre, the French fighter pilot. When I go down in flames."
You got all that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, those are mine. If anyone can top that, stand here. If not, to my eyes. Way up the board.